Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. And this here is shout out to Zay, the real Zay Money. He sent me a picture of the tunes, knew the difference with playing with MJ and LeBron. Look at their faces. I'm gonna put that up. Now, Scottie Pippen has I wasn't even gonna talk about this because Scottie Pippen, I've always told people, I don't remember Pippen really being that big of a factor. He was a good defender. Like I asked everybody, who did he shut down? The only person people could bring up is Magic Johnson, and he didn't even shut Magic down. He didn't shut Magic down. Basically, you just had Magic out there. James Worthy tried to go, he couldn't go because remember, he got hurt. Now, here's some of the things here that really is getting on my nerves is that people are too busy trying to go off of what somebody says. People has so much hate. They have so much hate for somebody that they're going to follow whatever another person does because they hate that person. Scottie Pippen is out here trying to sell a book. Okay? You guys are going along with the train because y'all don't like Kevin Durant. LeBron James has never carried a team. And I've said this. Here's a video that I did a long time ago where I destroyed LeBron James. I basically told you who he is. And this is the name of the video. Tearing down Jordan to make LeBron great shows you his lack of greatness and excuse making. I'm going to put that video. Okay? I'm going to put that video and everything. I'm going to put that video. I'm going to put that video in the description box so you guys can go look at it. Look, Scottie Pippen basically is saying I didn't say nothing wrong about Kevin Durant and the LeBron thing. If that's his opinion, I mean that's fine. But dog, let's look at this. I've already debunked this plenty of times. Okay? LeBron James has never carried a team. His first year, he had a good team. The problem was LeBron James cannot play off the ball. They tried him at the 2 guard. They tried him at the 3. They tried him there, so they put him at the 1. What that did was it hurt everybody else's game. Darius Miles, Ricky Davis, Carlos Boozer, all of these guys play off the ball. They can't play that 4 out and then LeBron gets the dribble, then go to the whole offensive fouling or pulling up from the 3. And that type of basketball does not win you championships. It doesn't. The only reason he won those 2 championships was in Miami. He played against a team in OKC that was they weren't ready yet. KD did his job. I don't know why people keep telling me that he destroyed KD. It's like, dude, every time KD played LeBron, he dropped 30 some points on his head. And LeBron going against KD, he doesn't crack over 25 against KD. It's just that LeBron gets his points in transition. So he'll end up being matched up against a smaller guard or somebody who gets put on him who's a role player and he runs them over and then he gets to the basket. Now, I give LeBron that. He's the greatest transition player I've ever seen in history. Westbrook is right behind him. But what does this prop? Like, why is scottiesimpin saying things like this? Because he wants the LeBron fans to go buy his weak ass book. That's all he's doing. He don't care about LeBron. He dissed LeBron. He said LeBron James doesn't even have a clutch gene. Then first he said, what did he say the first time? First he said Michael Jordan was probably the greatest scorer, but he wasn't better than but he felt LeBron James could be the best ever. And it's like, Scotty. Then he got mad when Isaiah Thomas practically said what he said when he put your boy when he put LeBron James over Michael Jordan in there in his greatest of all time list. So it wasn't a diss. It's just Isaiah Thomas, he just sees Michael Jordan as he's not his competition. But Isaiah knows Mike was better. He's doing that because of the things Mike did to tear their team down and how he got at them. Now here's the biggest thing. And everybody is telling me, oh well, Scotty has a point. Scotty don't have no point. And here we go. And he also says he won a championship without any help. So Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Shane Battier, Mike Miller, all of these guys really didn't matter, right? Okay. Then he had Ray Allen for the next year. Ray Allen, which nobody got mad at Ray Allen for leaving a team that beat him to go somewhere else. And Michael Rapaport, shut your punk ass up, bruh. You copped a plea. You put this man DMs out there trying to destroy his career. You know how much money you could have cost KD, you dumbass? And you over here talking about, cause Scotty would have locked you down, goofy. Like, bruh, Scotty would have got burnt by KD. Scotty couldn't even guard Dirk Nowitzki. Y'all forget? Hold on. I think you guys forget. See, this is why I love receipts. Here it is.
Scotty, bunch of guys like Michael, Scotty, bunch of guys like NBA players. Dirk's like 18. This is when Scotty was quote unquote the best defender in the world. So Dirk is kicking our ass. He's got like 25 at halftime. And me and Michael like, Scotty, you got to pick it up a little bit. He's man, I'm gonna lock him down in the second half. Dirk finished with like 52. So I was like, dude, who the hell are you? He starts talking. He's like 18, 19. I says, where you gonna play at? He says, I have to go in the Army. I said, dude, you can't go in the Army playing like that. I said, I tell you what. So I called Nike. I says, find out about this kid. Tell him I'll give him anything he wants to go to Auburn. I said, just tell him, anything he wants, we'll get it done. So they call. This is in the middle of the summer. We're over in Germany somewhere. I said, just give him anything he wants. He's got to go to Auburn. And he said, well, he got to go in the Army. I said, dude, that dude is 7 feet tall. He's not going to the damn Army. What you gonna hide behind him? The next year, the Mavs, actually Milwaukee drafted you. And so I was like, dude, you should have went to Auburn. We'd have a few banners up right now. Man, I was like, Scott's like, dude, he is kicking your ass. Seriously, he had like 50 points. It was unbelievable. He was on like 18, 19 at the time.
He got into Auburn and wouldn't have to
So did you just hear that? You couldn't even lock down Michael Rapaport. Why couldn't Scotty lock down a 19 or 18-year-old Dirk Nowitzki? Why couldn't he lock him down? You telling me he could lock Kevin Durant down, who's 7 feet? So tell me this. Why is it that you basically gonna come out and say this crap because you a punk? It was easy for you to do what you did because you played the victim of the white boy. And then Scotty, hold on. I think you forgot. So, Scotty, let's see. Let's see. So, Scottie Pippen, let's look at this. Here we go.
Reebok, to remind you that on Planet Reebok, there are no rules.
It had all the elements. Wonderful. Let's go to the highlights from Chicago Stadium. Here's the rough stuff. Late in the second. Guys, it was you off the course. Obviously, this couple of seconds has a lot.
So here we go.
Practice tomorrow. Series and bounce pass. Kukoc for the win.
This is where Phil Jackson basically drew up a play for Kukoc to hit the game-winning shot. Pippen stayed off. He walked off the court.
Of the New York Knicks, you saw Phil Jackson walking off the court. Not much celebration on his face. Here's his post-game interview.
Now, as far as the last play of the game goes, Scottie Pippen was not involved in that play. He asked out of the play. I left him off the floor.
Hold on. So Phil Jackson is racist, right? But he just said, you asked out of the play, Scotty. You asked out of the play. Let's go back and listen to this.
Interview.
Now, as far as the last play of the game goes, Scottie Pippen was not involved in that play. He asked out of the play. I left him off the floor. That's as much as I'll talk about that, and we have practice tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
And Phil Jackson was pissed. The reason he didn't draw the play up for you, Scotty, because that's not your skill set. It wasn't because of racism. What does that got to do with anything? You were a better defender than Kukoc, I'll give you that. Probably a better ball handler and passer. Kukoc was a better shooter than you and scorer. He was. And that's why he hit the shot. So
they have game 4 in that series on Sunday. How will that affect the Bulls the rest of the way? They're back in this series down 2-1.
I think they have to resolve the Pippen thing. I think Phil coming off the court was very obvious. He wasn't celebrating, as you pointed out. It's a big problem. He knows this is a key guy. They can't win without.
So we're looking at this now.
Without him, they got to have him happy. He's got to solve it before the next game.
That story is the talk of the town in Chicago tonight. We'll check in with Ron Thulin when the Reebok halftime report continues. At America.
So you walked off the court. Now they're finna pull up the interview with you.
Thought the game was over. Everybody would be really excited, but you had the shot of Phil Jackson walking off the court, obviously not in great jubilation. What evidently happened and apparently happened, the final play was called with just over a second left to be played in the ball game. The play was called for Tony Kukoc. At that point, Scottie Pippen made a comment. Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson exchanged words. Scottie obviously upset that he was not going to be the number 1 option on that play. Scottie Pippen then, according to Phil Jackson in his press conference, asked to be taken out of the game, and he did sit for that final second. Tony Kukoc wins the game. Everything was great, right? Well, not till after the game. Here's Tony Kukoc in the locker room just a couple of minutes ago.
It wasn't pretty much Phil taking me out of the game. It was like, we exchanged words and I just took a seat.
So it was your decision based on frustration?
Excuse me?
Scotty, Phil just said you weren't in because you asked out of the play.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where you weren't involved in it.
Exactly.
When you say exchange words, what happened?
I have no comments on that.
So you asked out of the play. You asked out of the play. Nobody used racism, Scotty. At that point in the game, you weren't hitting anything. You were porous down the stretch. Kukoc kept y'all in the game. Even though he had 8 points, he hit some buckets. The supporting cast, Horace Grant and them guys stepped up. You were the leader of that team, and you sat at the end of the bench, just like LeBron James does. You guys are the same player, so that's why you choose LeBron James, because you are mentally weak just like him. Kevin Durant is from that Jordan and Kobe ilk. I'm going to take the shot whether I miss it or don't miss it. That's the point of the difference between a great player and a guy who could be in the top 5 or top 10 of all time compared to a dude that I have in my lower 80s and 90s, which are you and LeBrownies. Y'all both are the same player. The only difference is you were a better ball handler and a defender. So this is the problem. You asked out of the game.
Obviously, that was Scottie Pippen, not Tony Kukoc, and neither would Phil Jackson comment on any far.
So, Michael Rapaport, you're telling me this is the guy Kevin Durant should fear? For what? For what? Fear him for what? He took himself out the game.
Farther, he got out. The press conference, walked away, wouldn't talk to any of the media. After Scottie Pippen talked to the media for a few minutes, he stayed inside the locker room, would not come out, would not talk to anybody again, and then he slipped out the back door, not giving any comment to anybody. But if you follow the Bulls, as Dick Versay says, Ernie, this is nothing new. The bickering inside the huddle, outside the huddle, and in the locker room. But as Dick mentioned, this has to be resolved. They're still down 2-1. This is going back to New York. They have not had success in New York. And Game 5, obviously, will be on next Wednesday. And we'll have it on TNT, but Game 4, the more important game, will be on Sunday. Ernie and Dick?
Thank you, Ron. Dick, let me ask you, have you ever seen a superstar do that at crunch time?
Hey, I coached Chuck Person.
Yeah, but you telling me Chuck would sit himself down if he didn't draw?
Well, no, but I mean, he used to do this. And of course, you know, we had to work it out and resolve it too. I would call who was going to get the last shot. I had a lot of choices. Reggie, you know, Rick Smits. And then he would go to Vern Fleming, the point guard, and say, give me the ball. And Fleming would overrule what I would do occasionally. And I finally got it straightened out. I said, hey, look, you got to kind of go with my gut on this. And eventually they did.
The off-the-court situation certainly will be followed tomorrow before they play Game 4 on Sunday. We will be back.
Exactly.
No disrespect intended, my friend, but we are almost out of time. I must thank you.
Exactly. Now, so you're telling me, Michael Rapaport, Scottie Pippen would have locked KD down in this 6th championship. Right? Here we go. This is Michael Jordan speaking about the migraine game.
We were in a position to win, you know, and we pushed them to a Game 7 in their building.
That's the Scotty migraine game, right?
Yeah.
And he smiled, licking his lips, because you know why? He knew you was soft. He knew you was a punk. Y'all had a chance to beat Detroit in Game 7. Hold on, let's go back to that.
I felt like we were in a position to win, you know, and we pushed them to a Game 7 in their building.
That's the Scotty migraine game, right?
Yeah. He said he had a migraine. I can't argue the point that he had a migraine. It was just one of those things that, you know, is so unfortunate.
When you can't see and you're seeing double and you want to vomit and you got to play against Dennis Rodman.
Exactly. You got afraid of Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was pushing you around. You choked up. Now, let's hear the Michael Rapaport, Scottie Pippen would have locked Kevin Durant down. Here's the migraine guy here. He's talking now.
When I got up that morning and went down for breakfast, I had a headache. I started feeling like I wanted to throw up. I went to the arena, you know, did my regular routine, warming up, and I was just like blind. I couldn't see. As the game started, I couldn't focus. Everything was blurry. I was seeing double, black. And I just like I couldn't get my eyesight. I told him I can't see.
Michael Jordan was smirking.
I felt like we were
was smirking at you because he knew you was soft. He knew you was soft. He knew you didn't have the heart. And you would have stopped Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant would have dropped 50 on your head, boy. Come on. Now, here go Isaiah Thomas. Now, this is Scottie Pippen basically talking about, oh, well, I may not have won it. I don't know about Jordan, but I didn't want him on the team.
What did you say about Dream Team?
Who would be your team of the...
And be careful.
What? My good, obviously. I wouldn't.
Really is sitting here because
Too grand.
you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, you know. Let's acknowledge on the real who this guy.
Now Isaiah, Lord Thomas III, aka Zeke, he's basically speaking about out of everybody trying to say Pippen was the best. No, Pippen was not the best small forward of the 90s. It was Grant Hill. So this is Isaiah trying to tell you idiot LeBron fans and you idiot Pippen fans that the league was not his. So go ahead, Isaiah.
Really is sitting here because when Jordan was retiring and Grant Hill was coming into the league, we were talking about passing the mantle
to Grant.
Yes, you was going. So it ain't like you won. Scottie Pippen couldn't carry the league. Jordan carried the league. We're talking about a guy.
Did you hear that? Scottie Pippen could not carry the league. Jordan could carry the league. You know why? Because Jordan was that guy. Jordan was that guy. Jordan was the guy who came in there and got the job done. So Michael Rapaport, if you would have said Michael Jordan, that's fine. But dude, you said Scottie Pippen? Stop it. Now, Scottie, hold on. Here's Isaiah some more.
I like yourself carrying the league. So you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, Scottie, you know that.
You know what? I'll let Trump say it. He was the worst Grant Hill.
No, but it's like, no, Stan, you know, it's like,
you know what? Damn it, it's me.
What?
I'm the small forward.
Does Scottie Pippen have pictures of you or something? What's the deal with Scottie?
Wait a minute, wait, ho.
Something's going on.
I'm messy, Reggie.
Did he want him on the team? Well, I can't speak for Michael, but no, I did not want him on the team.
I don't mind Michael Jordan saying I didn't want Isaiah to be on the dream team. I don't mind, you know, if Larry Bird said I don't want Isaiah to be on the dream team. But if Scottie Pippen
That's the problem.
And everybody on the panel was laughing because Scottie Pippen was a bum. Nobody respects him. Michael Rapaport. Nobody respects him. Who respects him? Nobody respects him. For what?
Come on. You can't say nothing.
I got a new topic for the home report.
I'm not playing it.
And Ernie Johnson had to explain to Grant Hill, you averaged all these points more than Scottie Pippen.
Isaiah played. Okay. All right. Scottie Pippen. I'm not playing if Isaiah play. Man, go to the bar.
Don't tell me about no damn Scottie Pippen.
How long have you been harboring? Oh, man. Are you feeling better now that it's come out, Isaiah?
Well, you know, Ernie, it's been a while. It's been on my mind, for about, 25 years right now.
This is kind of like a weight is being lifted off of you.
Well, yeah, because I finally get to talk about it and just, the whole dream team experience. And again, I got no problems with, the greatest player to ever play say he don't want to play with me, or Magic saying he don't. But
Anybody below them?
Did you hear that? Anybody below them. Don't talk. Pippen, you weren't even a second tier player. You were probably third tier.
Excuse me, Mr. Thomas.
And I said below them?
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Your hour is up. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to charge you.
Okay, so that was Isaiah telling him that. So now let's look at this. And this guy here, man, just Scottie Pippen is a trip, man. And that's what I'm saying. And then he's going to call Phil Jackson. I just broke down to you how Scottie Pippen is a fraud. Now, okay. Then you went to Houston.
Watch the NBA playoffs live.
Didn't you go to Houston dissing Charles Barkley?
ExpressVPN.
You were dissing Charles Barkley because you couldn't carry the weight.
Later than he had planned, with a sixth ring on his hand. In the summer of 1998, Pippen was traded to the Houston Rockets to join Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley.
Hold on, I want to find the thing.
Coming up on the NBA Today. After a war of words with a teammate,
I gave up more than anybody to get Scotty. And for him to want to leave after 1 year just disappointed me greatly.
I wouldn't get Charles Barkley an apology at gunpoint, so he could never expect an apology from me. If anything, he owes me an apology for coming to play with his sorry pet butt.
Scotty gets his wish.
You basically disrespected Charles Barkley. He sacrificed for your soft ass to come to Houston and get the contract that you got. And this is how you repay him? Kevindurant sacrificed to play with Golden State to help them get a championship. But you guys call him weak and selfish. But he sacrificed. Okay.
That's my reason for wanting to get away from playing with him anymore, because he don't show the dedication. And I probably should Michael a year ago when he said that Charles never will win a championship because he doesn't show any dedication.
And then you just threw Michael Jordan under the bus because that's what beta males do. Beta males point to somebody else to get out of it and basically say, oh, I'm going to get out of this, but I'm going to throw him in the direction here. He dissed Michael Jordan. So why are you throwing Michael Jordan under the bus? Because you didn't hold your weight? You didn't do your job? You were getting paid to be the number one option, Scotty. Barkley was not the number one at that point. Barkley and Olajuwon were on one leg damn near. They were done. You needed to be the guy. This was your chance to say, I'm Scotty. I didn't need Mike. Mike needed me. And you proved you needed Mike because Mike had to cover up for your soft butt. And Mike even said it on the interview on Last Dance. Boy, he said he had a migraine. He was smiling and laughing because he know like we know. You were soft. You're mad because you got exposed. Now you're doing this book trying to tear Kevin Durant down because everybody's tearing Kevin Durant down because the media's made it cool for people to tear him down. But LeBron James has played with way more talent than KD, has played with way more superstars than KD, but yet KD's seen as weak and everything. It's like, wow, it's mind-boggling to me.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to your weekly half-hour stroll with the NBA Daywalkers. This is the NBA Today.
It's very deep, and they have a great chance of winning even without Scottie Pippen. So I'm just looking forward to it.
And they have a great chance to win without Scottie Pippen. They were winning without you, Scotty. You didn't do nothing in Portland. You had Bonzi Wells, you had Mighty Mouse, you had Steve Smith, you had Rasheed Wallace, who was coming into his own as a youngster, who basically was the guy, and you had Arvydas Sabonis. You played the LeBron role, which is I'm just going to stay out the spot. I'm going to just get the spotlight when we win, and then I'm going to stay out of it when we lose.
We're joining them.
On Monday, the fallout from Pippen engulfed Media Day in Houston, Texas. Our David Aldridge is on his NBA preseason fall tour. He joins us with the latest.
With Hurricanes dance with Scottie Pippen over, Houston Rockets welcome Steve Francis, Shandon Anderson, and a half dozen ex-Blazers to training camp, looking to put the Charles Barkley Pippen
killing publicly, because nobody wins in that situation. And I think also he crossed the line. There's some guys, like I said, I played with I did not like, but I would never voice that opinion about them publicly.
That might be
Did you hear that?
news to former Barkley teammates in Philadelphia and Phoenix. Nonetheless, the Rockets steadfastly maintain that there was no problem between Barkley and Pippen last season.
That isn't even close to reality.
Once a player has a player, it seems like he doesn't want to play. That's what I'm like. Well, he said he would never apologize.
Even at gunpoint.
But as you know, I always carry a gun with me.
So
there is a chance. There's a chance. I'm gonna go to my truck and get my gun and see. So if I get arrested for murder, y'all know he didn't apologize.
Barkley says that.
So he basically was laughing and dissing you at the same time. You calling somebody selfish, Scotty, and then you lie on Kevin Durant. Durant has carried teams before. He just carried the Nets almost to a win in Game 7. The guy was playing point guard and he was scoring. Nobody else was taking the shots, Scotty. He was moving the ball around. Guys were missing. OKC. He's carried OKC plenty of nights. Westbrook got hurt in the first round. KD had to step up and close the series out. And then they lost, I believe, in 6 to Memphis. Wasn't because of him. Reggie Jackson and others were having a bad game. He did his best. You had a chance to, have you ever heard KD not getting the ball drawn, not getting the ball in the last second? Has he ever had a coach who said, I'm not going to draw the play for KD? Have you ever had a coach trade him, was about to trade Kevin Durant? No. Because Kevin Durant's that guy. Nigga, you never was that guy. You was just a big-nosed dude. You was basically Michael Jordan's bitch. That's what you were. You were his bitch. You was his female friend. And Michael Rapaport. Nigga, the only thing we remember you from was being Remy. You Remy, bruh. You thought because you had a black wife, you could get away with some of the bullshit you said. Let me ask you this. How can Scottie Pippen shut him down when Scottie Pippen couldn't even shut down Derek McKee? Scottie Pippen couldn't shut down Mitch Richmond. He couldn't shut down Reggie. Michael Jordan had to switch on to Reggie because Reggie was killing Scottie. Barkley was killing Scottie. He was getting murdered in the New York Knicks game by John Starks and them. Where was his defense then? So don't tell me Michael Rapaport, a guy who was getting destroyed by Dirk Nowitzki at 18 or 19, and Dirk ain't nowhere near KD's level. You really think? You serious? Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Mike, you better than that, Mike. And then he talking racism. No, it wasn't racism. The problem is this. You are not Michael. Okay? Okay? You're not Michael. This is ridiculous. You guys hate on Kevin Durant because he surpassed your bum. He beat your bum in his stadium twice. Twice. You have your former teammate, LeBrownies, Richard Jefferson, saying that Kevin Durant is the most unguardable player ever. You guys just want to suck on LeBron because he controls the media. You know, if you guys put anybody over him, you guys are going to be fired. Dwight Howard on June 7, 2017. Kevin Durant is a better player than LeBron James. So a lot of people have said that he's better. You guys protect Michael Jordan and LeBron and act like nobody is better. It's like, come on. This is a travesty. And I already proved it. I got another video I made. KD versus LeBron. Like, who had more help? We just showed you that LeBron had more help than Kevin Durant. Since LeBron came in the league, he's played with way better talent than Kevin Durant did. Westbrook, stop bringing Westbrook and Harden up. They weren't that guy yet. Westbrook was coming into his own, but he still wasn't on that level. It wasn't until I think the year after they went to the championship, he started coming into his own. Then you had Harden, who went off somewhere and showed he could start. But OKC blew their team up before KD and them had a chance to do anything. You guys are stupid. Okay? You know, I know you guys are dumb. I know you guys don't know anything. You know, it's okay. It happens. It happens. It really happens. And everybody wants to say, oh, LeBron James is a better all-around player. Is a better all-around player than Kevin Durant. Let's look at these guys' number. Okay. LeBron is averaging 27 points for a career. Kevin Durant's averaging 27 points. Total rebounds, they're both at 7. Okay. Assists, LeBron is at 7, KD's at 4. Okay. Now, field goal percentage, they're both like KD's at 49, LeBron's at 50. Field goal percentage from the 3, 38% to LeBron's 35. Free throw percentage, KD's damn near 90 compared to LeBron's 73. I'm sorry, I'm taking Kevin Durant overall player. And defensive wise, let's look at him. For a career, if we look at his total blocks, KD is averaging 1 block per game. We look at LeBron James and what he's averaging. LeBron James is averaging 1 block a game. So they're right there with each other. The only thing is an assist is higher because LeBron's a point guard. Kevin Durant is a small forward. But the games we saw him in the playoffs, let's look at the playoffs since Scotty wants to talk about, well, you know, he wasn't using his team or nothing. Oh, he wasn't using his team. Okay. He wasn't using his teams. Right? So let's see. Let's see. He wasn't using his teams at all. Let's see. I'm trying to find it here where it breaks it down. Okay, let's go to the playoffs. All right. Okay, let's go to the playoffs. All right, so let's look at the playoffs. The playoffs, this is what you have. All right, for Brooklyn. Since he didn't help anybody. Now, we're going to pull up the game he played since he didn't help nobody. You want to say Kevin Durant, Scotty didn't help nobody. Okay. You know, we're going to say that. He didn't help anybody. He's not a good I just proved to you there he's just as good an all-around player as LeBron. LeBron only has higher assists because LeBron's a point guard. He's going to average higher assists. But for KD to average what he averaged, that's damn good. Now, in the series against the Bucks, all right, this is where it is against the Bucks. Kevin Durant, let's see. Let's see. Okay, they're not bringing it up. Okay. All right, so here it is. Kevin Durant in the series in the let's see, in this game here cuz I think game 2. Hold on, when did Kyrie get hurt? Did Kyrie get hurt in game 3? Yeah. Yeah, he got hurt in, I think it was game 3, wasn't it? Nah, it wasn't game 3. It was game 4, I believe. Yeah, game 4, he got hurt. All right, Kevin Durant in this series was averaging. Kyrie got hurt. He ended with 5 assists in this game. So the next game where basically Milwaukee blew it, Scotty was saying Kevin didn't do nothing. Kevin had 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. And then he had 3 steals and 2 blocks. Now let's look at game 6 since he said he didn't do nothing. They got blown out this game. He's saying KD didn't do nothing. KD had 32 points, 11 rebounds. Now his assist was down to 3 this game because guys was missing shots. Now let's look at game 7. Game 7, this man here played all minutes, 53 minutes played, along with Harden. Him and Harden played all 53 minutes. Giannis only played 50. He got some rest. KD had 48 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, and was 1 air ball away from winning the game. So let me ask you something, in Michael Rapaport. I don't believe you would have did anything in that game. You wouldn't have carried nobody. Why you didn't carry Michael Jordan in the flu game? Michael Jordan had the flu. See, everybody forgets Michael Jordan had the flu. Why you didn't carry Michael Jordan? Why you didn't carry Mike with the flu game? Huh? Why you didn't carry him? You had a chance to show you were the guy when he had poisoning. What else? Like what else is it? This is what I don't understand. It's like you guys give this guy a pass all the time. And it's like, dude, Scottie Pippen is a bum. He's not a top 50 player. He's not even a top 70 player. I don't even think he's an 80. I think he's in the 80-somethings or 90. You guys' brain comes delusional when you guys talk about this guy. And I'm going to put the link where I have tearing down Jordan to make LeBron great shows his lack of greatness and excuse making. I'm going to put that in the description box. Seriously, I'm going to put that in the description box because you guys have lost your goddamn mind when it comes to supporting the fake, but you hate the real. You hate the real. And I understand that now. That's why I can't be cool with a lot of people. I can't. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't be cool with y'all because y'all support the fake. I can't support the fake. Just like that BET Awards, a lot of y'all supported that fake shit. You guys are fake. There's no fakeness in my body or my bones. At all. I'm going to do that video there. Let's see. Let's see. Exactly. And on the video, K-Fab Wrestling Chronicles said, you brought up a lot of those turnovers he's had in his career. I just love how he's the GOAT to most of the media, yet he's 3-6 in the finals and has the second most all-time career turnovers behind Karl Malone. And pathetic. This was done July 26, 2020. That's why people come to my page like, your subscribers are low. Yeah, because I just started a year ago. I just really started doing this a year ago, maybe almost 2. I really haven't been at it like that. So that's why I laugh when people diss me and I'm already almost at 500. That's an accomplishment for me because I didn't think I would be this high at 4 something. I thought I would just be at 200 for a while or 100 something. I don't care about that. I care about the truth. I care about you guys learning what's going on because I love when the truth is given to me. I don't like the fake. You guys love it. I don't. I don't love it at all. And that's just funny to me. You guys just do stuff like that. But I'm gonna put the videos in the description box of the LeBron had more help because that was a live. We did that. I'm gonna show you he had more help. And I'm going to show you the video where he had help his early years in his career, Scotty, in Cleveland. So what the hell are you talking about? You don't know. You're just trying to sell a book. This is all Scotty's doing. He's just selling a book. That's it. He's selling a book, man. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't. He don't know what he's talking about at all. He don't know what he's talking about at all. Scotty's out here trying to sell you guys this book so he can sell it because he's irrelevant. Don't nobody care about Scottie Pippen. Scotty's doing this to get help. He's doing this to get the love of people, and he wants people to feel sorry for him and stuff. But my thing is this, Scotty, why do you have to tear Kevin Durant down? Why do you have to compare them? You are a part of the system. Why do we have to compare players? I don't have to compare Kevin Durant to LeBron. Kevin Durant is a great player on his own. You know why he is? Because the guy can go out there and facilitate, and he can score, and he could defend. And the guy can play as much minutes as he can. And the guy just got off of an Achilles injury and a messed up thigh, a thigh bruise. You guys ain't never played sports, so you don't know how much that hurts, dog. You don't know how tough that is. But it's not your fault. It's not the fans' fault. You guys are just brainwashed. You're brainwashed. You guys have always been brainwashed. And it's a shame because we have a great baller like him, but he's not getting any love. You know why he's not getting any love? Because the media has made it cool. And Michael Rapaport, shut your bitch ass up, white boy, because you went crying wolf and went to the damn lawyers. How you gonna act tough now and you copped out and you copped the plea and went to go talk to the lawyers because he called you a punk and said he feels sorry for your wife? He ain't even dish your wife. All he said was he felt sorry for your wife because I feel sorry for her too. She with a weak ass dude like you who thinks he's black, who wants to be black, but he's white. He's the pink folk. Can diss players just like the media. I love when Kevin Durant clap back at y'all. It's so funny y'all call Kevin Durant sensitive. Has Kevin Durant ever not went into the game? Has he ever sat out a game? Has he ever quit on TV saying, I just quit and walked off the court while the game was still in progress? Even when he was hurt, did he get up every time Brooklyn was getting blown out and walk off the court like LeBrownies has done? Remember when LeBrownies was hurt with that ankle? Remember what happened? His team was getting blown out. What he did, he walked off the court. KD's Brooklyn team was getting blown out last year before the pandemic. He still was there. So what are we talking about? You guys just hate because KD beat him. I don't care if he joined a 73-9 team. Did they win the championship? No. So he went there, they won. Just take it, accept it. He's great. When he retires, he might be in the top 10. He might be in the top 15. He might be in that era. He might be in that range. You guys just don't like him because he beat your bum. He beat your king. He beat your fake king. And he beat him decisively. It was beautiful how he beat him. And for this race, I just debunked the racism thing. Look, you weren't that guy, Scotty. You weren't making shots down the stretch. He went with Cool Coach because the whole year Cool Coach was hitting last-second shots for y'all to win. And shout out to Ticket TV, man. That man, he real as hell. I fuck with Ticket. And he told the truth on this. If you had a problem then, why didn't you come out and say nothing, Scotty? Oh, I know why you didn't. Because you know who you are. You know you're weak. LeBron ain't nothing but Scottie Pippen 2.0. That's it. He's just another you. He don't do nothing better. Dude, you don't do anything better. Michael Jordan left, dog. You had a chance, even if the shot wasn't going to you. Kobe didn't shoot the last-second shot all the time. Ori would hit that bitch. Derek Fisher would hit that bitch. Ron Artest hit a big shot. It's about you being a leader, being on the court and fighting with your guys. You guys want to get on Kobe about his last game, the game 7 against the Suns. Did he walk off the court before the game was over? Hold on. Let me show y'all something. You know, because I'm sick of y'all.
Often doesn't work and they lose. The Phoenix Suns were a great offensive team, and unfortunately Kobe Bryant and the Lakers were just unable to completely contain them, and as a result, with little offensive help from the rest of his team, they would end up losing. And honestly, that's just tough. It is what it is, and I truly think it's important for many fans to realize that even though this is labeled the quit game, he did not quit during this game. Obviously, he tried to help out his team in as many ways as possible through passing and scoring, and in the end, it just didn't.
Did you hear that? He didn't even quit this game. Charles Barkley said it and you guys ran with it. Before that, nobody said anything. Kobe Bryant did what Phil Jackson asked him to do. That was pass the ball. Now.
Alright, now here we have Game 7, alright? So, what do you have to do in Game 7? Like, what is there to complete? Are you going to pass or are you going to shoot? And this is where a lot of people just completely ignore this information the past 6 games, the first 4 games where they had a 3-1 record, it's that he had this passing mindset. It's not that he gave up in Game 7, it's that he had the pass to win, but at the same time, once that stopped working and the shooting didn't work, in Game 7, he would ultimately revert to passing. Now, in the first half of Game 7, he would have 23 points on 8 of 13 from the field. At this point, the Lakers were down 45-60 at the half, so you have to realize that the shooting mindset didn't work anymore. I mean, look, he took 13 shots in the first half, and it just wasn't working. He had 23, but he had to distribute more. That's what he's going to be doing in the second half. So the second half of Game 7, his teammates, which he dished out a lot of his passes to, would shoot 16 of 46 from the field.
Hold on. Did y'all hear that? The teammates he was dishing to, but when this is to you, Scotty and Michael Rapaport, I want you to hear that again.
Teammates, which he dished out a lot of his passes to, would shoot 16 of 46 from the field. That's 35% from the field. And they would end up losing that half 45-61.
So you guys will give LeBron James a pass talking about, well, LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, he did all he could. He had this passing. Kobe passed. So what's the excuse? The guy here is being clearly unbiased. He's not even a Laker fan.
Field. That's 35% from the field. And they would end up losing that half 45-61. Overall, they would lose 90-121. And Kobe on the game had 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Of course, he had only 1 more point in the second half because I'm pretty sure his coach pulled him early because, of course, they got blown off the floor. And then not only that, but then again, he was trying to pass the ball more. Basically, what I have to say here is that this was not a quick game. Game 7 was not a quick game. It's just that Kobe Bryant, high basketball IQ, first 4 games, passed the ball, it worked. Game 5 it didn't. Game 6 he goes back to his shooting, that ends up a loss as well. However, he decides, why not? You know, Game 6 was a close game, let me come out, guns blazing.
So he was passive. But you guys don't give Kobe the same benefit of the doubt that you guys give LeBron. Kevin Durant when they were the OKC against Golden State, him and Westbrook had a bad second half down the stretch. Steph Curry caught fire and beat him. That team, if you watch the whole season, that team blew a lot of leads. They would be up by 30, sometimes 25. They blew leads because of bad coaching, bad rotation, and their bench was piss poor. I even said before the year that they would not get to the championship because I believe they're going to get to a series where they blow the lead. I was shocked they overachieved because that team they had, they should have lost in the first or second round. They got to the conference finals, but nobody wants to give him kudos. You'll give kudos to this bum, right, Scotty? Right, bum Michael Rapaport? Kevin Durant played with Westbrook. LeBron got to play with D-Wade, Bosh, Kyrie, Kevin Love, Shane Battier, Ray Allen, Antoine Jameson, Mo Williams, Adrunas Ilgauskas. Dude, stop trying to paint this narrative, Scotty. Stop painting this narrative. You and Michael Rapaport are trying to go along with the punk-ass media who continues to tear brothers down. Okay? I done wasted time. I probably done missed taking my niece somewhere, but I had to address this because I'm so sick and tired of it. And shout out to Buttzilla again for sending me this information. Shout out to the real Zay Money for the profile pic that I'm putting up because it's the truth. The Toon Squad looks at Michael Jordan, Michael Rapaport, and if you watch the first Toon Squad, the still frame where Michael, all of them had their hands in there because Michael Jordan was a fucking leader. Scotty, you were a fucking bum. You rode the coattail of Michael. Michael Jordan spoiled your ass. Michael should have never gave you all the reins that he did. He should have never had you on the dream team. He should have never got you into the top 50 because you weren't a top 50 player. You weren't better than Rodman. You weren't better than Bob McAdoo. You weren't better than Dominique Wilkins. And I'll debate anybody. Y'all could come on here when we have a StreamYard. I will murder everybody on the internet. Scottie Pippen was not a top 50 player. He was a bum. Okay? I don't care about those defensive teams he was on. He was overrated. I watched this guy play. I watched him play. Nobody was checking for Pippen like that unless Michael was giving him props. There was grown men who said Pippen wasn't really nothing during that time. Okay? Michael Rapaport, you are a pussy. All right? You a punk. You a chump. You a hoe. You pulled the whole card, almost cost this man KD a lot of sponsorships, and you're weak. You ran away. You were afraid of KD. You called KD soft and sensitive. Why did you run like a bitch when he called your bitch ass out? Why? Exactly. You guys have been destroyed, been put on ice. We put you on ice. Your body right now in the freezer. I'm out. Deezy.